Hey Model Maniacs, Dirk here, getting ready to do that all-important kit review so that you, the model junkie, can make an informed decision on what kits you want to buy. Well, with the Tom Daniel 3rd annual tribute build sitting right on the horizon, I thought I'd pull out one of these suckers and give you guys a look inside. Get something to get you motivated to want to join. Maybe if you're looking at kits to build for the group build, this might inspire you to get one. So here we have the school bus. This one is one of my favorite kits that he's done. This one came out in 1970 originally, and it's been reproduced many times after that. But it's got that real classic monogram look that you remember if you're old enough to remember when they first came out. It's got that lowered, chopped look. It's got a real long chassis with dual Hemi motors on the inside. Oh, it's all muscle and mayhem under here, guys. This is wicked cool. Not much really to say about the box. It's got a couple pictures of the chassis here. And then the front end, you can see it doing its wheel stand there. It's in 1/24th scale. The kit itself comes on about 6 sprues of parts, approximately 98 parts in all. Very, kind of on the higher side when it comes to parts for a Tom Daniel kit, I think, but still on the low side of normal kits of today. But in the end, you've got a really cool, unique looking kit. So let's take a look inside. Okay, so here's our box, and here's all our parts. We'll start first, I guess, with the instructions since they're right here. This kit happens to be here, copyright 1970-73, so this is one of the originals. May not be the original, but it is one of the original kits. It's a trifold set of instructions here. Gives us how many parts? 8 different steps to complete the kit. Alright, so the instructions are pretty simple. Again, it gives you some information on the back about painting. I mean, it's already in color if you want to do the standard school bus color. It's there. It tells you about doing the wheelie support, so you can make it look like it's standing on its back end, doing a whole shot, and it tells you a little bit about the decals. Very simple. Actually, it doesn't really give you decal placement if I'm looking correctly on here. It actually doesn't. It doesn't really tell you where the decals are. You're just going to have to go by the box art. And there's some picture here, but it doesn't really tell you what goes where. You just kind of play it by ear. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to hold off the decals for last. The first thing we come against is the first part of the body. The body in this is so long that they actually had to put it in 2 pieces to get it to fit in the box. Alright, so it's very solid, durable plastic, again molded in color, and it is flat and level. Mold lines are a little bit here by my thumb, wraps around the back, over the top of the back window, across the blinker lights. Then it follows the drip rail, but really don't have anything to do there. And then it comes around, down off the drip rails here, across here, which again is not very noticeable because the nose will be here. So you just got a little bit of work here and there to do when it comes to the seam lines. Flash so far non-existent in here. Oh, it also comes down the back here, right along this back edge. You can see there's a bit of a seam line also. Again, not a lot of work to be done. I don't feel it's pretty good shape. If you're worried about the inside, there's a couple injector marks, about 8 of them. Yeah, 8 of them. And then there's some licensing numbers here if you want to get rid of that. But tell you the truth, when it's sitting, and even when it's flipped up, you're not going to notice it. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Next, we got the nose part of the bus. I like this old GMC look. It's kind of cool. seam on this seems to wrap around here on this edge, top part of the hood. It's a little sharp. You can just take that down with your sanding stick and you should be no problems. Little bit of work here and there, seams here, down the fronts. Take that off easy. And the nose is going to go on like such. Okay. Careful note, this one is in good shape. This is my second school bus, and the last one I have, this part here was actually kind of caved in like this. So to get it to stick, the nose to stick to the body, I had to do some little bit of heating and manipulating to get these legs out to be wide enough to fit in. And if you think about it, there is only, see if we can zoom in here. Yeah, about this, the length of my nail right there, area mating surface in order to get that to stick to. So you might have to do some other work on the inside to help hold things in place. At least on the last one that I did, that's what I had done. More support the better. You don't want this to be sitting there one day and just like kind of like fall off, you know. So take a little extra care in a building and it'll last you a lifetime. So that's those two parts. This next sheet here is clear plastics. This is the glass, and it's not like your normal glass that you see in cars. It's very flexible. It's just a little plastic Lexan type thing. This also lets you know that this is kind of an original kit because it's clear. Now, in later releases of this kit, they tinted this an orange color, and they put cartoon faces of kids here, so the kids are coming out the window. So that's another indication this is a much earlier kit than what's being released today. Not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just something that's different. Kind of neat. I don't think, for myself in this build, I won't be using the glass. Just like in my last one, I didn't use it either. But it's a nice option to have. Next, we got some gray parts here. Okay. Excuse me. We've got part of the chassis here. It's got some wheel backs, okay, for the back of the big slicks. Alright, nothing spectacular and outrageous here. This one here, actually, sorry. Alright, there, how about that? It's better. You can see the chassis. This is where your cockpit is right here, so your seat's going to go here, your switches, your control panel's going to be here, okay? In this big hole here, after you cut these parts out, is where your twin Hemis are going to sit. Alright, your tank, your fuel tank and stuff are going to sit in here, and here's your main hinge point for the prop, for the body, okay? And you can see you got some nice rivet detail in here, some divots, but I mean, it's all cool. It's not the most accurate or anything like that, but it's still kind of neat. And that detail is nice. To give it a wash, pop. Okay? Alright, now we have ourselves the seat. This seat, as you can see, this is a typical seat of the Tom Daniel kit. I've never been a fan of these type of seats. You can see the top of that is pretty ugly. It's going to take some work. Again, I've just never really been a fan of these seats, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. You've got your rear, okay, you've got the cap for the front end, or the back end actually, of the pumpkin. You've got your support for the body. You've got an axle here, more hinges and stuff like that. I don't know what all the pieces are. Again, for the body tilt, okay, that's what those are. And this here is your instrument panel, okay? Very plain Jane. You're going to have your steering wheel stuck to it and stuff like that. Nothing exciting and over the top. Wheels. We got wheels here. First off, we got the very thin tires for the fronts. Okay, they're nice. They've got some nice tread on them. Okay, nice pie crust detail on the edges there. I think they look pretty good. Alright, a little seam work that has to be touched up on the center, but that's okay. And these are solid. Okay, they're pretty nice wheels. The same can't be said, in my opinion, of the drag slicks. They are two-piece wheels. Okay, they go together like such. You have to glue them together. I have never had good luck with these to get them to stick. If anybody out there has the method that does it, the glue that works best for it, let me know, because they just keep falling apart on me. The only cool part about it is the wrinkle that it has when it's doing this whole shot. That piece I like. Otherwise, I think these wheels are for crap. Maybe I'll change my mind once I figure a way to glue them together and get them to stay, but again, just my opinion. My last school bus, I ended up changing out the wheels for a set of slicks from a funny car. Nice, big, thick. They're really nice. Alright, next. Chrome. Lots of chrome on this engine. Alright, we've got lights across the top here. Okay. Pedals. This right here, from here all the way down here is the shift linkage. You've got your rims, front and rear. You've got your fuel tank. You've got the magnetos for the engines. I believe that's the shifter right here. You got your heads. Another, I don't know which is what this is right here, but you've got another tank here. Your wheelie bars. The front of your hood scoop. Coils for the front suspension. You've got your two pulleys for the engines. You've got your drag-like steering wheel. And you've got the front and the backs of your blowers here. Okay. The chrome is over the top if you ask me, but again, it's a show car, so that's just the way things are. Next, we have the engine tree. And the first thing I'm showing you on the engine tree is the parachutes. And most of it's engines anyway. But you got your parachutes here. You've got the top of your engines here for your intakes, and where your blowers are going to mount to. You've got your heads, which are 4. You've got your dual engines. You got one engine, two engine, the back engine, the front engine, and you got that really long hood scoop that sits across the top of both engines. It's pretty neat. And then you've got a little bit of a safety roll bar here. It's even got padding on it. Okay. Seam marks all around it. You're going to have to really take that down a little bit to make it look good. On a small kit like this, with less details, what I mean by small kit, leaving that exposed is just going to really jump out at people. So you really have to take some time, sand that down, and make it nice and round. Just my opinion. Next, last sprue is another gray sprue, and that is part of the chassis. It's a 2-part chassis. It's a top and a bottom. Okay, and then that's what this is. I'm not sure what this part is right here, but these holes here are where your exhausts come through. They're going to come off the engine, and they're going to go through from this side. Actually, they're going to come down through here and jut out the bottom. You know, kind of, if I can get in here, kind of scoop up like this with my fingers being the exhaust. They're going to go through and out up the sides of the body. These exhausts, they're nothing spectacular by any means. They're solid. There's some flash. With a little effort, though, you could take out the flash, drill out all the ports, and it'll make it look a lot better. Especially since there's such a focal point on the engine. You really need to take your time, I think, to make that look good. And these are just some wheel backs for the rest of the tires. Last, I got 2 free-flowing parts in here, and that is the 2 blowers. They're in chrome. You can do these up any way you want. Kind of makes it look cool. And that's pretty much it, except for the decals. Here's our decals. Okay, you've got the front of the bus here, and actually, if I remember correctly, this decal here looks different than the one I have in my repop kit. I can't be for certain, but I think that's a little different. I think in that one it has actually lights to make it look like there's all lights across the front, but I could be wrong. You got the school bus logo, you got the engine size here, got some other things. You know, this vehicle stops at all drag strips. Kind of neat, simple but neat. It'll play the part. If you wanted to, you can go out and get some other decals, you know, and put them on there and add to it, make it look a little bit more streetwise and stuff like that. It'd be pretty cool. But basically, that is our Tom Daniel school bus in a nutshell. Not much to it. That's the way these Tom Daniel kits are. There's not a lot to it. It's just meant to be fun and not overtaxing to your brain. So, I hope this helped. Now you have an idea what's in the box in case you're looking at this and deciding whether you want to get it or not. It is readily available on eBay and other markets. It was recently re-released a couple years back, so there are plenty out there. There's old ones like this that are out there, and then of course there's the new ones. All pretty much looking the same. Matter of fact, here is my repopped one of the school bus. See, it's a little different. You can see the difference I was telling you about the decal for the front. This one's all lights. And you can see here it's got that orangish glass with the Goofy Kids looks in it. But yeah, this is just a repop. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same kit. But that, my friends, is what's in the kit. I hope that helps you. Again, if you're thinking of joining the Tom Daniel group build, hopefully this inspires you to join. If not, if you're just looking for this kit because you want to put it on your shelf or into your collection, I hope it helps for that too. Prices on it, again, since it's readily available, are in the 30-ish range. You can get a little less. Some people are asking much more, but for the most part, it's in the 30-ish category, I think, is where you can safely be. So that's it. So till next time, guys, be strong.